Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about how to care for and maintain your Bissell Rewind SmartClean. So you might have the newer model or the older model like I do. This one is from 2011. You may have a model from 2012 or 2013, but mine is a 2011. So all of the maintenance on all those different models is the exact same. So I'm going to go over how to maintain the vacuum, if you have a problem with it, what you should do, and basically just first off, we're going to start with how to check for clogs. So let's say you're running the machine and you realize you are losing suction or you've already lost suction. One thing to check is the hose. You want to take your whole entire hose off and you want to check for clogs. If you can't see any clogs, you can take like a long stick and just rig it through, or you can even take a penny or whatever, just stick it through, and if it comes out, you have no clogs. Of course, if it doesn't come out, you obviously do have a clog. So to check that, again, an easy way to take the clog out, take a long stick through it, or a broom if it'll fit through, and that'll get all of the crap out of the hose. Sometimes there can even be a clog like right inside here, like in this area if it gets too full, so you might want to check that as well. And even here at the bottom of the machine, if you look, this hose compartment right down here, sometimes there can even be clogs under here, so you definitely want to check this compartment as well. And also underneath here where the it comes out, it could be clogged under there, so check that. And another reason your vacuum might be losing suction is because maybe your filters are dirty. So you want to check your filters. You want to make sure this outer foam filter and both the inside filters are nice and clean. You can wash this in water, soap and water, but do not put it back on until the filter is fully dry. There's also a foam filter under here. You want to keep this clean frequently as well. And you will also find this cyclone piece. You want to clean this off with soap and water, keep it clean. Then after it's dry, you just put it back up in there like that. You just turn it in clockwise. You turn it counterclockwise to remove it, but you put it clockwise when you're putting it back in. So again, this goes back in like that. So yeah, that's one reason your vacuum may not have suction, not just clogs, but also if your filter gets dirty, that will restrict airflow. And therefore, because all that dirt is building up, you're going to lose suction. Because there's nowhere for the suction to go because all the dirt from the filter is blocking it. So again, you want to keep your machine clean. You want to make sure to clean out your HEPA filter, because this is mainly where all of the air comes out of, so you want to keep this clean. Replace it, because these aren't really washable, but whatever, I washed mine. But don't be like me, don't wash it. These you need to replace. And also, see the arrows, it says which side you put it in. You want to be mindful of that. Just put it in there like that. And also sometimes this cover, you may not always put it on right, and you'll know if it goes in if you put it in like this and it's nice and secure. If it's nice and secure, it's in, but if it's still coming out from the bottom, that means you didn't put it in correctly. Alright, so next we're going to talk about the brush roll. You want to make sure you keep your brush roll clean of hair and debris. You want to make sure to check your belt, and how you can know if your belt's bad. If you spin your brush roll and your brush will easily slip, that is a sign you need to replace your belt and that your belt is really, really stretched out. If you spin your brush roll and it just spins super freely, that means your belt's broken. But of course, if you spin your brush roll and it has good resistance to it, like normal resistance, that means you have a good, decent belt and you're good to go. But always check for those things. Again, this particular vacuum has a cord rewind. You want to pull it out for as long as you need of the cord. But you want to be mindful that when you get to the yellow line, that you stop pulling it out. If you do pull it further than that, see, I don't know if you can tell, that this is the yellow line. So if you pull it out further than that, if you pull it out towards the red, if you go any farther from the red, you're going to damage yanking out the cord. So you don't want to pull it any farther than the red. It's probably a good idea when you're vacuuming just to have the yellow sticking out. That way, if you have to yank it a little bit, at least you're not, pulling it out anymore. But especially once you see the red line, do not pull it out any further whatsoever. Then when you're done with the cord, you just press on the blue button. If it gets tangled, it might stop rewinding temporarily. Like that, for example. And that's normal. But other than that, it should work pretty well. And this will have a clean carpet sensor. It'll tell you whether your floors and carpets are clean or not. It has a turbo brush right up here. This is a turbo brush. See that? So yeah, you just want to keep it clean. Make sure there's no clogs. If you want your vacuum to last a long time, you got to maintain it. Clean the filters. Check for clogs. And another good strategy, if you're like me, you like to take things apart, you can disassemble the whole entire vacuum to the motor and clean the motor out, because you obviously don't want no dust in there. So that's a really good strategy if you want your machine to last a long time. Keep your motor clean. Make sure the bearings are in good shape. And the brush roll, if the bearings are bad, usually your brush roll will have resistance. Like if you spin the brush roll in your hand and it has resistance, that means you got bad bearings. Or if you're running the machine and it sounds really loud, you have bad bearings. But if it spins nice and freely with no noise, then your brush roll is good to go. And of course, if your motor sounds all loud and whiny, you got bad bearings in the motor. So a good thing to point out. Sometimes it might need some lubrication with the bearings. It might just need, a little cleaning. So that's maintenance on the motor. But it'll definitely keep your vacuum running well. It'll make it sound well, and it will make it last a long, long time. So those are pretty much your maintenance instructions on the Bissell Rewind SmartClean. They are similar to other Bissell machines. Obviously the filters, brush roll, clogs, that's all identical. But again, this one has a core rewind that may differ. Of course, the clean carpet sensor might differ depending on if your machine has that or not. But yeah, so we couldn't have a video without running the vacuum. If I made a video and didn't run the vacuum, that'd be pointless. I think that's the part that everyone's looking for, is for me to run the vacuum. So we're gonna do that right now, everybody. So now that we covered how to maintain it, I'm going to show you how well it works. So here we go. So yeah, that's the video. Hopefully you learned something from it, and if you need any help or assistance, if something goes wrong with your vacuum, just let me know. I will try to give you as much advice as I can on how you can fix your vacuum yourself. And if this video did help you out, please be sure to give it a like, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later. And this is Dale, Sister to Man, signing off.